Yo guys, what's up? This is Nomad here from Airsoft team, and today we have a video that I really didn't want to make. I mentioned at the beginning of last week's video that there won't be any more footage from Tac House Spartan in Chesterfield for a long time, or probably permanent, depending on how we feel. When we went last time, which was 2 weeks ago, it was the worst game day we've been to. In 3 years of playing, it is the first time I've walked off site, and in 4 years it's the first time that Jake's walked off site. I'll quickly let one of our teammates that went sum up the day in 5 words. Go for it, Jack.
So to sum up today, basically a £30 trip to McDonald's effectively.
And we've been to some not too great games where we've been tempted to, but this time we actually did because it just got past the point of wanting to be there. Like, it wasn't fun anymore, and the whole point of Airsoft is for it to be fun. Some of the things what happened were a bit questionable from the marshalling perspective. I just want to point out before I go any further, I have played here multiple times, and usually it's cracking sight, the players cracking, the marshalling is top class, but this day was just a major letdown, and it's put us off pretty much going back there. Some of the people were claiming the marshals were looking at the phones and going on Messenger and things like that. Personally, I didn't see that, but from the events what had happened that day, it wouldn't have surprised me. One of the things that I did notice, which put me off majorly, was the fact that in the last game that we played, which we didn't record because we just thought, what's the point? Like, we can't get any decent footage from this. What had happened was one of the marshals was going around with the opposite team, and they were helping them to win by getting our points disqualified. Basically what you had to do was you had to collect things, and then towards the end the spawn points dissolved, and we had to raid each other's bases basically. But we were told that it was Index, and I could hear it on a radio, and the only people that would have had radios on loud were marshals, and I heard a marshal below me, and it was radioed through on, they shouted Index, which is their call for game over. And we were walking out, me and 2 others, and we saw the marshal with about 2 or 3 players from the opposite team over at our spawn, and they were taking things out of our crate, which is where we had to put our the things what we found. So we were just there like, what's going on here? And even though it was after the time, they were still taking things out of our crate, so our score was then voided, and we were just there like, what's the point of playing? Because it felt like it was a really biased day, and it was a major letdown. I did leave a review on Tac House's Facebook page, and I'll put a screenshot right here. Basically, in my review, I stated what was wrong with the day, and they tried to respond. Some of the points I could see, but then there was parts where it was just a bit like, that's not right, mate. So basically, the main part was apparently no one on our team had gone over and said about cheat calling. About them not taking the hits, which is one of the main things in Airsoft. And I've got footage of me and probably about 5 or 6 others going over to Marshall, telling him, and they really just didn't seem that they were that interested in it. So just to add some context onto the incident that I was on about, basically what had happened was I threw a grenade and I got shot after the grenade had left my hand, but the players on the opposite team were saying basically, you're dead, so we're not counting it, and it was just a bit like, but that wouldn't happen though, would it? The people who were in the radius, the set radius by the site, which is usually 5 meters, they would also be dead. So it's just like, what's going on here sort of thing. So here's the clip of it.
Come on, wait! No, don't take that, I've already done. Dead man. Yeah, but the dead person drops the grenade. Grenade. You see, it's still a grenade. Grenade kills the grenade. Grenade. You're already dead, mate.
He shot to my nose.
He's already dead, lad. He's already dead. It doesn't fucking matter. If a dead person drops a grenade, the grenade still goes off.
I was there like that, about to drop it, and he went, as I got shot. Like, it was out of my hand when I got shot.
If it was out of your hand, then
it was.
Then I'd call it, yeah. It would land where they died.
Yeah.
They were still in the radius.
So this guy's like grenade, but because he died before he threw it.
Like I say, assuming that he's pulled the pin and what.
I pulled it on the stairs. It's an impact, so as soon as it hit the floor.
The grenade would still go off, but your point of impact would be where you die. There would be no further.
No,
but you was already around the corner. He was like this, and he was here, like effectively, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was like, no, that don't count because you were dead.
But yeah, so anyway, I'll put a couple more clips in of incidents what had happened throughout that day of like cheating, etc. And basically, because of that incident, we aren't planning on going back anytime soon. So if you have got any recommendations of any places for us to try out, we are mobile, so we can get. Let us know down in the comments, and on our Instagram I will put the link just there. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of the clips, and we will see you guys next week for our 100th video. It is a major milestone for us, so thank you all for being a part of it. We're almost at 200 subscribers, so again, thank every single one of you who tunes in and watches a video, even if it's just one video you watch. But anyway, thank you very much. Like, comment and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Bye.
Snowball at the bottom of the stairs needs some assistance. What?
Hello? Just gonna grab a bag.
Yeah.
Stand here, mate. Alright, let's get across the front here, mate. Got your cross.
Yeah. Go. Come out. Fucking dicks. Oh, come on, mate. What the fuck? Right, okay.